of developments in the Somalian fraud story. Finally, everyone's talking about this.
Our finding in Minnesota is growing by the day. Kelly Loeffler, who leads the Small Business Administration, says in the 2 days her agency has been investigating the state, they've uncovered at least $1 million in PPP fraud. Just 2 days in. Several of the whistleblowers in Minnesota have also told lawmakers they believe that
feeding the future of Somalians
could total up to more than $8 billion. Governor Tim Walz, who is up for re-election, is under fire for all of this happening under his watch. But he says they have paused these programs. They've brought in outside auditors to get an idea of how far-reaching this fraud was. They're taking steps to keep it from happening again. And he's defending his management of the state while also taking shots at Republicans and the president.
Oh, yeah, it's always the Republicans' fault.
And in spite of the headwinds we're up against, Minnesota ranks economically, economic growth, happiness, number of people insured.
Yeah, it's all good if you're Somalian.
Near the very top. So I'll tell you
it's just not good if you're anything else.
And having this state look like Oklahoma or Mississippi. And if folks are going to commit crimes here, thinking because our generous spirit and our programs that we have is going to give them some kind of cover, they are sadly mistaken.
Yeah, okay, so what about the Somalians? Are they all in jail? It's like what I don't understand.
Fraud scheme in the country. And Republicans argue that Walz and other Democrats opened the door to this.
Of course they did, because they made money off of it. That's the whole point. Bro, in 48 hours, you guys have millions of dollars of fraud, and now it's going, then it was, however much, now it's 8 million, 8 billion, whatever it is. And I'm like, it's so funny to not be like, okay, so there's a lot going on. You were in charge. I have a feeling you had something to do with this because you probably get kickbacks from all this because Democrats' entire bank accounts are just filled with kickbacks. That's why they opened the border. And what's so funny? You watch it on the street interviews. The only reason Democrats are okay with illegals coming here is because they get to benefit off their slave labor. That's all it is. They defend, child trafficking. They defend slave labor. And it's like, wait, bro, he's up for re-election. This guy was like shooting pellet guns at moms opening their doors during COVID, set up a snitch hotline so you can call and rat on your neighbors if they had more than 2 people and we're singing whatever crazy. That's who's up for re-election. Are you kidding me? And now you're seeing all of this fraud. But once again, Democrats have no moral compass. They vote for whoever is blue. It does not matter. You could literally prop up modern day Adolf. And if he was a registered Democrat, they would support him. They support pedophiles. They support criminals. It doesn't even matter. But yeah, no, this state is amazing. Besides the 8 billion in Somalian fraud, this is a great place to be if you're a Somalian, not if you're a American. Okay. Sorry. We have photos show from Abdul Tahir Ibrahim with Tim Walz, clearly an American. Clearly.
All right, this news just breaking moments ago.
Is this her brother or husband?
Obtained photos of one of the Somali illegal immigrants wrapped up in the Minnesota fraud scandal, posing with several high-profile Minnesota Democrats, including Congresswoman Ilhan Omar and Governor Tim Walz. The man pictured is
the Somalian who funneled the money and committed fraud is posing with Tim Walz and also the main Somalian there, Ilhan Omar. I wonder if those two had anything to do with it, okay? Usually when you're posing with the criminals, I feel like you may be in on it, okay? Once again, if this was Republicans, they would be held at the stake. But, we can't say anything because he has brown skin. Okay, well, we're talking about it, guys. We're talking about it. And we have a video of Stephen Miller on the Somali fraud.
Based on what we have found so far, we believe that the Somali fraud operation in Minnesota is the single greatest theft of taxpayer dollars through welfare fraud in American history. We believe that we have only scratched the very top of the surface of how deep this goes. And you're familiar with all the scams with pretending that children have autism who are not in fact autistic.
That's dark.
Pretending to enroll people in food programs when in fact nobody was ever enrolled.
Nice.
Engaging in massive fraud, lying, and theft and grift on a scale we've never seen before in American history. The total bill, the total tab for this is going to be far beyond the numbers we've already seen reported. We believe the state government is fully complicit in this scheme, and we believe that what we are going to uncover is going to shock the American people.
Damn.
But based on the records that we already have, And this is a significant undercount, by the way. 75% of the Somali population in Minnesota is on welfare. But that's
oh my God.
A significant undercount of just how much
they make the blacks look good.
the Somali refugee population is imposing
let me
on
ask
this country.
Let's take some heat off the blacks and Mexicans for once. 75% of the population is on welfare, so they have no money, but they were able to scam the American taxpayers out of what? We're going into the billions now. I'm seeing 1 billion, 8 billion. This should be the biggest story. I'm sure, the liberal media outlets aren't reporting on this because they're too busy interviewing Ilhan Omar to ask her feelings on the situation. Like that matters at all because she's in on it. That's why we need some explanations about how she went from making $46,000 a year to now being worth $30 million. Do you think maybe some of her $30 million has to do with the billions that Somalians have brought in? So let me get this straight. They're all on welfare, okay? The same with all the people that look and act like them in the UK as well. They're draining the systems. They're on welfare and they don't contribute. So guess what? Why do we have them here? Why are they here? They're literally just criminals. They literally come here to defraud the American people. If you are an American, no matter how you feel about this, your race, religion, your political affiliation, you should be upset that these people knowingly come here to take advantage of you. Not just me. Every single person watching in America, no matter how you feel about me, they are taking advantage of you. Do the potholes suck? Yeah. Do your taxes suck? Yeah, the taxes suck. I mean, I have to pay them now, and I'm just like, this would radicalize anyone, okay? Like, anyone would go far right after paying taxes in California. But I'm like, that you should be upset. This should be the biggest story in the country, and every person involved needs to be in jail. I am so tired of Republicans being such pussies with no backbone. No one ever ends up in jail. Fauci, chillin'. He should be on trial for crimes against humanity. You want to talk about war crimes? What he did to the world is a literal war crime because people died because of the things he said. The things people went through. Dude, the psychological, torture we went through because of COVID for years. How about people who never got their platforms back? How about that? All the money gone. The Somalians don't contribute. They come here and they steal from you, and every single one should be deported. We should have zero migration from Somalia. Sorry, you have to come here, you have to contribute, okay? At least Mexicans come here and contribute, okay? They actually do. And it's hard for me to say that because I agree. Every illegal I want out of this country, but the Somalians. They don't do anything for us. They suck. So we have Ilhan Omar's household net worth has reportedly exploded by over 46,000% since entering Congress. Wow, what do you know? The tax the rich, the eat the rich, the people that loved him, love socialism. She went from negative net worth to as much as $30 million in just a few years. Well, how do you think that happens? Do you think it's the Democrats knowingly funneling money and bringing Somalians here? I mean, it's not like this is $15, you guys. If I was $15 late on my taxes, though, the IRS would come at me. That's what's funny. To go from being negative in your net worth to $30 million, which is a drop in the hat compared to the billions that the Somalians are doing right now. Also, the fact that they were around with autistic kids, they're saying they're feeding starving kids, and they're not. I mean, Jesus, these people are disgusting, frankly. They're evil people. So here you go. 2020, negative $65,000, okay? Yeah, keep that headscarf on when you take it off, or she's probably hiding golden bars underneath. 2024, $30 million. $30 million. Who can even compete with this? Nancy Pelosi. She did pretty well. She outperformed Birkins, gold, silver, the stock market. Yeah, she's doing pretty good. Someone who has no knowledge in trading somehow did better than Warren Buffett. I find that to be kind of suspicious. So how? Where's the $30 million coming from? Did you marry your brother? We have that on paper. I'm so confused. Why is nothing happening? How did you get this much money? You are a Somalian thief. You need to be deported, and you are not an American, and you are taking advantage of Americans. And I hope you do not. I hope you don't feel safe in this country. You shouldn't. You are an enemy to us. You are an enemy to all American people, including the Democrats. And you need to get out of our country. But first, you need to give all that money back. You belong in prison, but I want you to serve it in Somalia, where they're not nice. Not our nice prisons here. Okay. That's how I feel about Ilhan Omar.